too, that Dwayne Simpkins in the win had 21 points and 7 assists. So I think his play today in the backcourt will be key to Maryland's success.
The opening tip controlled by Jeff McGinnis. Has he come on as a point guard? He has just been superb.
Yeah, he's been as steady as flowing water, Mike.
Donald Williams into Wallace, free, and lays it in. Rasheed Wallace averaging 17.3 a game. Simpkins inside, back outside to Booth. Misses the first shot, too strong. Calabria, who's been a good rebounder, playing out of position. McGinnis pushes and hit the shot. In 25 ACC games, Jeff McGinnis had 103 assists and 15 turnovers. It's unheard of.
That's a Muggsy Bogues type assist to
With the
turnover
left hand got the bounce for the bucket. Joe Smith went nearly 30 minutes last night without a field goal. He was in foul trouble the entire night.
Yeah, but when he did get it going, he got 11 points down the stretch.
Wallace over Smith. Rasheed Wallace 2 for 2. Carolina 3 for 3.
Well, I tell you what, if they get Rasheed off early, this is one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country. So if he gets it going inside, that makes the three-point shot that much tougher to defend.
Simpkins for 3 and got it. Dwayne Simpkins, nearly a 40% long-range shooter.
I really think as he goes, so goes Maryland. He needs to be able to knock down that jump shot to set up his penetration and then get Maryland into good high-percentage shots in the half court.
Wallace gets it back to Calabria. Excellent opening offensive sequences for North Carolina. Rhodes down low, double clutch with a miss. Hip can't control it, and Wallace with another rebound. North Carolina has been perfect so far. McGinnis, what a block by Smith. Holy cow. Rhodes back the other way, slashes into the lane, and he's fouled. Let's check in with John Saunders. John?
Well, Mike, we told you that Iowa State had the lead and the ball, but Kansas got it back. Down by 3. Jacques Vaughn leans with a three-pointer and gets it, and they're headed to overtime. First OT game of the year for Kansas. Iowa State has the lead right now. Mike and Clark.
All right, thank you, John. We played 2.5 minutes here. It's 8-5, North Carolina. The last foul was on Jerry Stackhouse, his first.
Carolina showing the zone, going to make Maryland shoot it from outside.
Smith with the offensive rebound, or Booth with the offensive rebound. He's blocked by Jerry Stackhouse. Stackhouse is a superb player.
Stat sheet stuffer supreme. He is as versatile as a potato, Mike.
Booth challenges Wallace, and it comes right back at him. Simpkins to Smith. He'll try a 3. Joe Smith with his 9th three-pointer of the year. He's hit 9 of 18. We're tied at 8. Donald Williams looking for his first shot. Calabria nearly lost it on the way in. McGinnis for 3. Stackhouse couldn't get the follow to go. This is Rhodes. Maryland loves to push it. Smith against Wallace. Jump hook. Spun out. That's pretty even when it doesn't go.
It sure was. Right in rhythm, everything but the finish. Nice job by Smith to get in front of Wallace in the post there.
Williams free for 3. Simpkins with a long rebound.
Joe Smith wanting to tie up the shoe or get the tongue of his left shoe situated.
Here comes Carolina with a trap. The foul will be on Wallace. And notice how Wallace turns around to question the call. This is what got him in trouble last night when he picked up a technical. And it's one of the problems he's had all year long. If you question him, somebody's going to burn you for it. Timeout. We're tied at 8.
Next is Lady. Exceptional sheen. Oh, very good color. Prince. Hands. Oh, such stateliness, such majesty.
Larry. Larry.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
The best of show? Mort.
They're great. I can't believe it's half the bad.
How's that? Delicious.
I could eat about this many tacos.
These are great.
They taste magnificent.
Taco Bell introduces Border Light Tacos. 4 new tacos with all the taste and half the fat. Try them and you'll be a believer too.
I had no idea light food could taste so good.
You a sports fan? Then you know what this is. All the games you're missing. How'd the Chiefs pull ahead? How'd Seattle blow out the Nuggets? Well, with DirecTV, you see the action, not just the scores. NFL, NHL, NBA, college, hundreds of games you probably couldn't get before. Games only on in other cities. Hey, you want numbers? Get a newspaper. You want sports? Get DirecTV. For the DirecTV dealer nearest you, call 1-800-DirecTV.
Iowa State trying to knock off Kansas now in overtime. Hoiberg works it around eventually as Iowa State moves the ball nicely. They find Beacham, and he knocks down a 3. He's got 2 threes in the overtime. It's a 7-point lead, Mike and Clark.
All right, thank you, John. We expect more of the same here on a beautiful weekend in Greensboro, North Carolina. Let's look at Joe Smith.
Getting busy, showing you the versatility of his game. Tough move inside, gets the bounce with the left hand there. And you go the other way. At the defensive end, he'll send it out. Good timing, McGinnis denied. And then stepping out deep. Show him everything, Joe. The three-pointer there. And expressions never change.
He's the leading scorer for Maryland with 5. Wallace leads North Carolina with 4. We're tied at 8. Wouldn't be surprised we'll be tied about 25 times today.
Maryland has to score some points off their defense.
Booth with a 3, way short. McGinnis. Donald Williams, alley-oop to Wallace.
Great look. Boy, Rasheed went and got that one, didn't he?
The 3 ties it from Booth. Or Johnny Rhodes.
Rhodes has been spectacular against Maryland in the prior 2 meetings. 42 points, 15 boards, 17 of 30 field goals.
Maryland with a 1-point lead at the 15-minute mark. Stackhouse showing some range. Wallace kept it alive and hit for the rebound. Simpkins. Booth. Tough shot. Rhodes nearly tipped it in. Here comes McGinnis the other way. Nice pass to Calabria. Didn't want the shot. Stackhouse knocked away by Booth. And a foul on Booth.
Maryland needs to run, but Carolina will run too. Williams has his eyes on Wallace all the time, and with his length and his hops, just get it somewhere near the goal and he'll make it finish.
First team foul against Maryland called in the game. North Carolina has committed 2. Williams loves to get into the lane. Scoop shot there. Got it back. Clobbered. Got it home. No whistle. Carolina regains the lead. Maryland quickly back on the attack. Nearly thrown away. And a poor miss by Smith from the perimeter. 3-on-1. McGinnis with a miss. That may have been a pass.
I think it was. I think you're exactly right there, Mike. Should have gotten it back to the middle of the floor, though, to Stackhouse and let him make the play.
And the foul on Joe Smith.
Here you take a look. Rasheed wants it up in the air for the flush. Never quite gets it. And then the foul.
Bristol and Lucas in for Maryland. Excuse me, Clark.
Those two guys had 18 points last night off the bench. Lucas had 12 and Bristol had 6. And those points were much needed as Maryland starters really struggled most of the game last night.
Wallace will get a breather, and the 7-footer Serge Zwicker into the ball game. North Carolina's handicapped all year long. They are not deep at all. Pierce Landry, number 22, also in, playing in his hometown of Greensboro. Williams for 3. 15-11 Carolina. Rhodes kicks it out to Bristol. He comes firing off the bench over the backboard, out of bounds to North Carolina. Usually Dean Smith shadows players in and out all the time, but he hasn't been able to do it this year. He just does not have the bench for it. Maryland already 3 out of 8 from three-point range.
Maryland has to be careful that they don't get too quick with their shots.
Stackhouse lost it for a second and threw it away. A rare Carolina turnover.
Stackhouse a little undecided as to what he wanted to do there.
13-17 to go first half. Bristol was open. Didn't want that shot. Smith, nice dump down to Booth. He powers his way up and will get the foul.
So far for Maryland, it's been pegboard defense as Carolina has been able to get inside for a number of points. There you see they scored 15, 12 of them in the paint area.
It was a big foul here. It was on Stackhouse, his second.
And Mario Lucas at the line. He's got a pretty good shooting stroke. I think the coaching staff from Maryland would like to see him get inside a little more. He shot 9 free throws last night, so he's capable of making things happen in the paint area.
He's from Memphis, and Gary Williams had been concerned since he recruited him that he was a perimeter player in high school. They want him inside a little more because of just what you said. 15-12. Of course, our best goes out to Gary Williams, still recuperating from pneumonia. Maybe back in a week.
Well, at this stage, it's important that he just get healthy.
Absolutely. Stackhouse in the lane.
That means completely healthy before you jump back into this pressure cooker of college coaching.
Lucas for 3. Matt Kovarik also in the game for Maryland. The lead cut to 2. Kovarik on McGinnis. Blows by him, gets it out to Landry. Missed the 3. Zwicker kept it alive. Stackhouse for 3. Maryland basketball. Kovarik trying to push it up. Nice pass to Smith.
He loves to go to that left hand. Anywhere from 8 feet in, he's got a beautiful move with that left hand.
Averages nearly 21 points a game. He has 7, and he got my vote for National Player of the Year.
Be hard not to vote for him.
Rhodes commits the personal. Excuse me, Clark.
Although out west, you'd have to think about Ed O'Bannon possibly. In the Midwest, maybe Sean Resbert.
Too late, I already voted. 17-17, under 12 minutes to go in the half.
Went out to buy a car. Dad said good luck. Saw my new Ford Ranger and said, son, that's a truck. My girlfriend loves the new inside. Now all she wants to do is ride. Mom sees the airbag and takes heart. Finally, her boy's getting smart. My best friend pops the hood. Look for horsepower. That's good. Well, my boss says it takes the cake. A truck with anti-lock brakes. Oh, yeah, my Ford Ranger's really hot stuff. Now Dad asks, can I borrow the truck?
Hi, may I help you?
Yeah, I need some shorts to play basketball.
Indoor or outdoor?
Outdoor.
Full court or half court?
Half, I guess.
Pick up or play. Shirts or skids?
Excuse me?
Day or night, home or away, team or one-on-one?
Is activewear becoming too specialized for you? Try Discus Athletic. Heavyweight sweats and tees. The activewear that's right for however you play. Discus Athletic. The way America plays.
Horse or pig?
I was with my dad the other night. Got me thinking how times have changed. He had the same job for 30 years. Big pension. His company really looked out for him. Nobody's looking out for me.
I had this same conversation a couple of years ago with my broker at Tane Weber. She was saying these days no pension plan would ever be enough. And if I didn't plan for myself, nobody else was going to.
So, that's what you've been doing, huh?
Yeah,
How'd she know what you needed?
she asked.
Quite a scene in last night's quarterfinals. Rick Barnes and Dean Smith from Clemson and North Carolina facing off at midcourt. They had to be separated by the officials more from Leslie Visser.
Mike, Gene Corrigan, the commissioner of the ACC and the president of the NCAA, told me he couldn't sleep last night because he said this is an embarrassment to all, and it's not how we do things in the ACC. He said that he spoke to both coaches. There'll be no official reprimand, but he will speak to them again at the ACC meetings this spring. Dean Smith told me he is sorry that he yelled at an opposing player. He said he's done that a few times in his career, and he regrets it. Mike?
All right, thank you, Leslie. And there has been, of course, bad blood between those teams all year long. Clemson plays a very physical style, something that philosophically Dean Smith has never appreciated, and certainly doesn't appreciate it even less when it's against his own team.
Yeah, Donald Williams, one of the North Carolina players, was quoted as saying they're just a scrappy, tough team, and nothing is dirty about what they do on the floor. So hopefully that's the last of those types of incidents we'll see.
Lucas picks up the foul. That's his first. And Gene Corrigan was absolutely right. That's not the way they have traditionally done business in the ACC. Shammond Williams, number 15, is in for the first time, working against Kawari. As Dean Smith goes deeper into his bench, so's Pat Sullivan on the court, number 3. Not much firepower for Carolina right now. Landry with a head fake into the lane. Got it. Here's Landry. 5'8" Kappa with a 3'9" in biology. That probably means he's had 2 B's in his life. X-ray hit. Got it, and the foul.
Boy, Dante Calabria comes up limping. Looks like he may have twisted the right ankle. Good post-up move by Hip, who has struggled of late. Single digits in 3 of his last 4. Just beat Calabria to the ball. I don't know where Dante picked up the injury, but it certainly was a foul.
And Calabria is certainly at a disadvantage inside at only 6'4". He's rebounded so well this year. But, you know, when you're limited physically, there's only so much you can do against a guy who's 6'8".
Exactly. Good recognition by Maryland to throw Hip down on the block and let him go to work.
Maryland can take the lead. And does at 20-19. 11-11 to go first half. Here's the full court pressure. They love this.
They want to speed you up and get you out of your rhythm. And over the course of a game, they want to wear you down so they can make one of those serious stretch runs when you get fatigued.
And it's a great idea to do with McGinnis out of the game because he can break a lot of those. Stackhouse.
He's got the whole package. I mentioned earlier he's as versatile as a potato. You can get him baked, fried, hashed, or mashed. He'll bring it on.
Boom. Tough catch by Hip. And he's fouled on the way up.
And of the potato variety, I would have to say this is probably fried in your face. Good strong take to the cup.
You got me with that one, partner. I'd never heard the potato comparison. Kansas losing to Iowa State 80-72. It's that time of the year, isn't it?
Well, there were some people wondering whether Iowa State would get in with their sub-500 conference record. And I think one of the guys back in the studio is a big proponent of teams needing 500 or better records in their conference to get in. Well, Iowa State, I think they were in anyway, but they've certainly solidified it now.
Yeah, it certainly takes care of any question marks. Smith had it knocked away. Rhodes gets it. Rose hanger in the lane. Kept it alive. Stackhouse comes out with it. And when it goes into Stackhouse's hands, it's not coming back out. Jerry down the lane.
Oh, my.
That may be Joe Smith. It is. That's his second.
Here you take a look at Stackhouse retrieving the miss. Now we'll keep the isolated cam on him. Come fly with me, fellas. Come fly with me. Oh, if he'd have made that, I would have lost it, Mike. You'd have had to get another partner.
You would have had to come up with another potato description. And that one wouldn't have been Vichyssoise either. Stackhouse for two. First time Carolina has gone to the line today. We're tied at, excuse me, it's 22-20. And Joe Smith, saddled with foul trouble last night, sits down with two. He was very tentative at the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half. And you can't have a tentative Joe Smith and expect to beat Carolina.
That foul trouble, though, will make you tentative. He fouled out in the first meeting, played only 20 minutes. In that game, North Carolina shot 50 free throws.
Booth.
And that's a shot he's got to be able to make, Mike. He's really improved his game in a number of areas this year, but he still has to become more reliable as a perimeter shooter.
Williams into Wallace, but bounced it off his knee. Not a good pass by Donald Williams. Booth is 0 for 5 to emphasize your points. Dean Smith, about 2 years from now, is going to pass Adolph Rupp, the legend, with his 877th win. X-Ray hit, scores inside. And Dean Smith popped up off the bench. He didn't like the defense his team played on that one. 1 point lead for North Carolina. McGinnis back in at the point. Wallace. Stackhouse with a rebound. Maryland very small without Joe Smith on the floor.
You're exactly right. Not only in height, but in weight. I mean, they're very lean. McLean deluxe without Joe Smith on the floor.
They're laying off Booth, and he misses the shot.
Well, he tried
on Williams.
He doesn't have the confidence in that J, so he tries to squeeze another few feet into the possession and ends up in trouble. Got a break there.
That's the 6th team foul against Carolina. Maryland's committed 5. Booth, he traveled. Good officiating crew, Lenny Wirtz, Larry Rose, Duke Edsel. That's the first Maryland turnover at the 8:52 mark. And Billy Hahn working on the threads. Booth 0 for 6.
And they'll continue to back off of him until he proves he can knock down that shot.
McGinnis nearly lost it, and there's a back over and back violation as Sullivan couldn't keep his balance. The Maryland pressure will get to you eventually.
Yeah, and Jeff McGinnis saying his fault because he gave the ball to a guy in a bad position. And that's always the passer's fault. Wait until that guy's in a good, solid position on the other side of the timeline before you get it to him.
Booth for 3. Rhodes for 3. Booth tried to keep it alive. Johnny Rhodes wanting the foul, won't get it.
Well, Maryland can only pressure when they get a field goal, so it's important that they score baskets so they can put to work that press, which has a cumulative effect over the course of a game.
Wallace will show some range and drain one.
And that's an excellent look by Wallace.
Rasheed Wallace has 8. The lead is 5. Tough pass for Rhodes. Wallace says, get it out of here.
He's got such nice, soft hands and an excellent shooting touch. Breaks free, realizes he's got space. Makes him pay.
There's the alley-oop to X-Ray hip, and he was ridden on the play. The foul is going to be on Calabria. We wanted to make sure Hip wasn't able to jam one there. Already on the North Carolina bench, Jerry Stackhouse with 2. Joe Smith sitting down from Maryland with 2. Hip hits the free throw. There is Joe Smith, many people's choice as player of the year. Billy Hahn, the assistant coach, filling in for Gary Williams. Has them into the semifinals, would just love to take them to the finals. 27-24. Sullivan helping against the pressure. Williams against the trap. Nearly a steal. Now Sullivan down low and puts it in. Nice pass from Wallace.
Anytime a team presses you, you want to attack it for scores. And you do that with good ball movement, diagonal passes, and then get it to the goal.
There's a dangerous pass. They get it inside. Calabria tried to draw the foul. Lucas with the follow. Offensive foul on Mario Lucas. And without Joe Smith in the game, Maryland really has to work to do anything on the board. 7:34 to go in the half. Carolina by 5.
Larry O'Brien has Kentucky's career politicians worried. He wants to eliminate the office he's running for. As a businessman, O'Brien knows the importance of cutting waste. He knows Kentuckians want smaller, more honest government, and the treasurer's office is a source of waste and abuse.
People keep asking me why I'm running for an office I want to eliminate. 2 reasons. It'll save us millions of dollars, and it's the right thing to do.
Fewer bureaucrats, less waste. Larry O'Brien, he'll be Kentucky's best state treasurer because he'll be the last.
We like Lazy Boys so much, we didn't just get a chair, we bought a Lazy Boy room. It's perfect for all our favorite things. And now is a great time to get your Lazy Boy.
Now get 2 great chairs at one low price, starting at just $4.99. Every chair in the store is twice as nice. You get 2 great chairs at one low price.
Start your Lazy Boy room today at the Lazy Boy Showcase Shop, 225 South Hurstbourne Parkway.
You ask Helen Simpkins to the prom. There she was, adoring you, ignoring him, and you blew it. She went on to fame and fortune, and you, well, you know where you are. Don't blow it again. Huge things are happening right now, like March on ESPN2. You'll get the SEC Championship this Sunday at 1. And every Tuesday through Saturday, NHL Tonight at 11:30. This time, get what you want. ESPN2 in March. Contact your cable operator and demand ESPN2, or end up sad and alone.
Arizona playing without Ben Davis and Damon Stoudemire suspended for at least 1 game for some possible rules violations. Hanging in there, Jarvis Kelly underneath knocks it down. Arizona State leads by 2. Mike and Clark.
It's been a dreamy kind of weekend in Greensboro and a dream semifinal Saturday in the ACC. North Carolina leading by 5 over Maryland. 7:34 to go. But it's been a tough outing for Joe Smith in the first half of both games, Clark.
Yeah, he's really struggled. Take a look at what happened yesterday. 3 fouls and only 2 points. And today he got off to a decent start, but had his run stymied by the 2 fouls.
And even with the foul troubles, he finished last night 15 points and 16 boards.
Yeah, he did a great job not picking up that early 4th foul in the second half. Was tentative and then down the stretch really got aggressive.
Got him at the end when they had to have him. Calabria for 3, missed it badly.
Pretty.
Simpkins, but can't hit the shot. Wallace had it taken away by Booth. Tough pass, great catch by Hip. Hey, Hip! I don't know how he did that.
Well, the pass was to 2 guys, and Hip went up and got it. And then he knew exactly where he was and got the over-the-shoulder shot to go down. Maryland really excels in the open court game. They get those lanes filled and they get people attacking the glass.
McGinnis against the zone. They try to go inside the Stackhouse, and Booth commits the foul on. That's 2 on Keith Booth. You see Billy Hahn, he'll sweat off about 10 pounds a game. I don't think you can take those shirts to the cleaners. I think you have to burn those.
That ring around the collar and under the arms is a little tough to get rid of, huh?
Billy works really hard at it. The former head coach at Ohio University. He had a great quote last week. He said, I hope Gary comes back soon. He's a better coach than I am. Stackhouse at the line. Rhodes. Oh, got away with a push-off. No, he didn't get away with it. Offensive foul on Rhodes. That's his second. And Billy Hahn, by the way, in the 1974 game, Maryland against Carolina, played for the Terps. Right here in this Coliseum.
Coliseum's a lot different now than it was then, huh?
Oh, it's a magnificent building now. All the rework they've done with it.
Yeah, it is absolutely beautiful. You kind of helped me understand how much better it is now.
It had really gone downhill. That's the kindest thing I can say about it. North Carolina by 3. Williams with a long 3. Long rebound to Stackhouse. McGinnis back to Williams for another crack. Calabria offensive rebound over Elliott, who's in for the first time.
Okay, you've taken a couple of threes now. Let's throw it inside.
North Carolina 1 out of 9 from long range. Stackhouse bad pass to Wallace, but picked off by Williams. Williams with a runner. That's where he loves it.
Yeah, he loves that little floater. And because he's such an explosive three-point shooter, you've got to crowd him a little bit, and he can get that 1 or 2 bounce move going and hurt you in the paint.
Right now, you get the feeling Maryland just has its fingers crossed. They're still within 5, and Joe Smith hasn't played in 5.5 minutes.
Well, that's the key. I mean, you want to try to tread water when one of your star guys is out. Won't be for long. Here he comes now. Billy Hahn feeling like he needs Joe out there.
Stackhouse. Nice kick out to McGinnis for 3. 8-point lead.
They got such balance inside and out.
Maryland stops the run with 4:56 to go first half.
They get no kick being thrown from a plane. 1,000-foot fall doesn't thrill them at all. So tell me, why should it be true that they get a kick out of do?
All right, now. You jerk. I never want to see you again. Oh!
Savan, soft 100% cotton pants. They're the only pants made with Process 2000, so they don't wrinkle, which means you'll always come off looking good, no matter what you've done.
There are a lot of reasons why we created Ford Windstar to be the only leading minivan that combines standard dual airbags, 5-mile-an-hour bumpers, and standard anti-lock brakes. Many reasons for giving Windstar secure handling and making it longer for a smoother ride. We could acquaint you with some of these reasons, but why wake them up? Ford Windstar, created for the most important people in the world.
Just south of 5 minutes to go this half. Maryland trailing by 8. Take a look at Stackhouse working in the post. Here we see him right here. He's going to make a nice pass. You see defenders 1, 2, and a third. That leaves Jeff McGinnis wide open. And Stackhouse with a nice find. And that's what we call a warm-up jumper.
Joe Smith sat down for 5 minutes and 8 seconds, and North Carolina has expanded its lead by 5. It now stands at 8. Smith back in the ballgame with 4:56 to go in the half.
Well, Billy Hahn taking a bit of a risk here, but he has to. You don't want this one to get any further away from you than it already has.
Simpkins with a great pass. Wallace with a tremendous block. Stackhouse can't save it. Well, you saw the speed of Stackhouse. He just flew out of the pack to try to get that basketball.
He almost got it.
That was a great sequence, offensively and defensively.
Well, who makes the play? Somebody comes. There it is. That's Williams who makes. I can't see who that is. Is that
Bristol?
Bristol. He makes Bristol double clutch it, and that gave Wallace time to get back in and make the block.
Maryland now shooting 31%, 9 out of 29 in the first half. And McGinnis got hit on that play, apparently, and that's why Lenny Wirtz blew the whistle and stopped play. He was concerned for McGinnis' safety. Good call.
Well, as long as Maryland continues to struggle, the zone defense by North Carolina is what you'll see.
It'll be there all day, won't it? Smith in the middle of the zone, and he can answer a lot of problems. Joe Smith has 9.
There are a number of soft spots in the zone. Against the 2-3, the seams on the wings are certainly vulnerable, and then the middle of it from the wing area is vulnerable.
Wallace, they go right to work on Smith, trying to draw that third foul. Wallace has hit 5 out of 6 from the floor, has 10 points and a half. Not getting much except perimeter passing right now.
Yeah, somebody needs to put it on the floor with some penetration.
Bristol 3. Missed the three-point shot. Landry with a rebound. Williams. Boy, they burn you so many ways. You give one of these guys an open shot, it's going down. North Carolina with its biggest lead, 39-28. Elliott in the lane, short. Nice head fake by Donald Williams, and he buries another jump shot. Donald Williams has a dozen. Maryland has to burn another timeout. It's 41-28, Carolina. We have just seen a great example of the explosiveness that North Carolina has always had. If you go cold, they make you pay for it.
They really do. I mean, they've got such balance, Mike. They hurt you outside, they hurt you inside. They can do a job in transition, and they've got a number of explosive scores. Maybe their most explosive scorer is Donald Williams when he gets in the zone, and he's often overlooked and undersung because Stackhouse and Wallace are so good, and McGinnis has had such a great year. But I tell you what, Donald Williams can get it going, and I think when he gets it going, then everything else is easy for those other guys.
A lot of people have said all year long, as we look at the Maryland huddle with Billy Hahn trying to rally his troops, that North Carolina has the best starting 5 in the country, but they have no depth, and yet they come in here 23-4, ranked 4th in the country. The no depth doesn't seem to kill them very often.
I think the depth is overrated. When you've got good chemistry and you've got balance in your game, perimeter shooting, ability to beat people off the dribble, size, post-up game, when you've got that, all you need is 2 or 3 guys that can come in and give those starters a break. You take a look at the minutes, and hey, these guys aren't playing 37, 38 minutes a game, Mike. They're playing very manageable minutes, so they're on the floor, and they can be at their very best for the 33, 34 minutes they're out there. Sometimes when guys are forced to play 37, 38, 39 minutes, there's periods in the game where they have to rest somewhere. And typically they take a rest at the defensive end. That doesn't happen with this group.
One thing Dean Smith has always been so good at is a feel for the game. If his team gets up by 8 and he's in this situation, a couple of starters immediately come out so they can get their breather then, and it doesn't hurt the club. Smith, nice catch and a nice dish underneath. Booth almost came out on him, but gets the bucket. So Maryland off the set play out of the timeout. Booth, his first field goal in 8 tries.
You know, you think about this game and what Maryland has to do coming into the game. They need points off their defense. Hasn't happened. They've not scored enough to get into their full court pressure. And they've got to defend the three-point line.
Williams misses badly. Sullivan kept it alive. Wallace fouled by Booth. That is 3 on Keith Booth.
Too much size inside for Carolina with Sullivan in there and Wallace. I mean, those are 2 pretty long fellas. And when you're spread out in the zone defense, it becomes tougher to defensive rebound.
Mario Lucas will come back in. Booth will sit down. Sarunas Yesikavicius is also in for Maryland.
Very, very nice on that pronunciation.
I do it once a game, and that's it. He's Sarunas from now on.
Well, you took care of me having to pronounce the last name. I'm going to hang with you on the Sharunas.
Wallace at the line, short on the free throw. Lucas had his hands on the ball, out to Maryland. McGinnis protesting the call. Thought it was last touched by the Terps.
Well, Sarunas on the floor because he can be a zone buster. He has an excellent standstill jump shot.
He's from Lithuania. Must have had a hoop in the backyard because he can fill it up. Smith double team. Hip. Exery lost it on the way in because he was fouled. McGinnis picks up his first. Both teams in the bonus. Stackhouse gets his breather with his club up 11. If it makes the first, he'll get another. All 5 Maryland starters in double figures for the season. There's points in the paint, 24-10 for Carolina.
Well, I mentioned it earlier, pegboard defense by Maryland, and a good, and some of that point total gotten when Joe Smith was on the bench, and he's their defensive stopper in the paint area.
He's back on the bench right now, and as Billy Hahn did a lot of last night, playing offense, defense, as you would at the end of a game here in the first half. Doesn't want him to get that third foul, so he can come out aggressively at the start of the half.
Exactly.
McGinnis, little pull-up jumper, short on it, got it back. Lost it to Simpkins. Billy Hahn says go. 3-on-2, bad pass by Simpkins.
That's why coaches always want the point guard to stop at the free throw line. If the defenders back off, you pull up with the J. If they don't defend your guys fill in the lane, then you should have a good, strong layup attempt.
Now Smith will come in offensively, and Elliott will go out. 1:54 to go in the half. The lead is 9.
Yeah, I think Maryland, they've got explosive ability. So if they can hang around and just maintain contact this last 140, then they can come out in the second half ready to get after.
Against Florida State last night, Florida State played tremendous defense the entire game, but Maryland finally wore them down at the end. Shot clock at 7. Sarunas lost it, got it back, and scooped it in. How about that? 41-34. Calabria cross court to Landry, nearly lost it. Dante, good head fake, kicks it back out to McGinnis, and they'll reset it. Maryland has scored 6 straight after the timeout.
Look at Mario Lucas. He's backing way off of Sullivan, trying to help Smith out on Wallace inside to keep Joe from getting foul 3.
McGinnis with under 10 on the shot clock. Sullivan with a set shot. McGinnis got it back and put it in. Sullivan in his defense is not ready to play a lot of minutes yet. After that back surgery, he would have had such a fine senior season for this team. Sarunas from the baseline, so he's got 2 straight field goals. 7-point lead. And also Pat Sullivan, with the death of his father a week ago, it's got to be just a terrible struggle for him. Our heart goes out to he and his family.
Yes, sir. It's always a tough situation.
And he's such a good kid.
The blows of life continue to come. You never know when they will.
Shot clock and the game clock nearly equal. Calabria pull-up jumper partially blocked. Then a lot of contact. That was a good no call because both players had the ball. McGinnis at the buzzer, it won't go. A lot of fans on their feet, but both players had their hands on the ball when Dante Calabria went down hard. Maryland cuts the lead to 7 at the half. It's 43-36 North Carolina. Let's go back to John Saunders. John, 3:11, we're at halftime with North Carolina leading Maryland by 7. The number 4 and number 10 teams in the country. Welcome back to Greensboro, everybody. Mike Patrick, Clark Kellogg, Leslie Visser is with us, and North Carolina's balanced offense, inside, outside, did it again in the half.
2-pronged attack, and most of their damage done in the paint area. Rasheed Wallace, a main reason for the number of points in the paint, got going early and often. Donald Williams then chimed in, doesn't score on the initial thrust, but stays right with it. And this Carolina team can hurt you a lot of ways. Look at the field goal percentage shooting, Mike. You factor out North Carolina's 3 of 13 from behind the arc. They shot 16 of 22 from the floor.
And they have a 14-point advantage on points inside. They lead by 7 overall. Here's pressure, almost a steal by Stackhouse. Joe Smith with the ball. He starts the half the way he did last night with 2 personal fouls. Last night he got his 3rd very early and was ineffective for the rest of the game until about 8 minutes to go, and he came on. Missed that shot, loose ball. Carolina.
When you think about it, how well Maryland, actually how well North Carolina shot, and Maryland only down 7.
Really, the Terps, you're right, very fortunate to be in it right now. Simpkins 2-on-1. He'll take it himself. Missed the shot. Hit with a follow.
He's been their man. That's 13 for him. And he's been
the leading scorer for the Terps.
He's been their most active guy inside. Smith was saddled with the foul trouble and missed some time.
Nice lob to Wallace behind Smith, who was trying to front him. (45-38). The winner of this game will meet Wake Forest for the championship tomorrow. Hip wants the ball down low against Calabria with that physical mismatch. Great reverse layup, Rhodes. Five-point game, McGinnis against Simpkins. Williams, tough three, in and out. Boom, pushing it up. And it blocked at the baseline. Calabria with the save. Tough to go against Stackhouse.
And he really gets off the floor, but he's got extremely long arms.
Offensive foul on Stackhouse. Used the wraparound move, and that's 3 on Jerry Stackhouse, and he did not like the call one bit. Carolina with that bench can ill afford foul trouble. Smith having trouble holding on against double and triple teaming. Rhodes for 3. Got it. Maryland is so explosive on offense. And if their defense can give them a couple of easy baskets, they are tough to play.
Excellent extra pass there to get Rhodes to 3. And I really think the backcourt of Maryland, Rhodes and Simpkins, are going to have to be integral parts of them being able to seize control of this game.
Stackhouse to Wallace. Smith with a challenge. The bucket goes. Nice touch by Rasheed Wallace. He has 14. He's hit 7 of 8 from the floor. Hip the lob to Rhodes. Somehow he got it up, but it wouldn't go for him.
Being left-handed allowed him to avoid Wallace. Wallace was all over his right shoulder.
Calabria, the second best three-point shooter in the country, drains one. So just as quickly as it was reduced, the lead goes back to 7. X3 hip is fouled.
Well, that's a matchup they really can exploit, Mike. Hip about 4 inches taller than Calabria. And he was very effective down in that low block a couple of times in the first half.
Will go to the line, averages 13.2 points a game. Already has 13 in this game and has hit 4 out of 5 from the line.
And he has struggled recently, only double digits in 1 of the last 4. But again, with the favorable matchup, I would think Maryland has to try to exploit that.
In the quarterfinals, Hip had 8 points. Missed the second one. Wallace with another rebound. McGinnis starts down the lane, fouled by Simpkins before he can get the shot. It's 1 on Simpkins. 50-44 Carolina. And Wallace out high to set a screen. He'll take the long-range shot over Smith. Didn't get the roll this time, and Booth for the rebound. Smith looking for Rhodes. Instead it's Booth. Rhodes inside Wallace.
Well, I think Booth has to pull the trigger on that 15-footer, Mike. because he's hurting his team by not looking at the basket. They're trying to jam it inside. And Donald Williams in good position, and Johnny Rhodes got away with the wipe away with the right hand there.
Smith with a tough catch over Wallace. Joe Smith with 11. Boy, two great players going at each other. .50-46, under 16 minutes to go. Wallace, great entry from Calabria. The lead back to 6. Rashid has a dozen. Excuse me, 16. Bad pass by Rhodes. Somehow Booth got it and put it in.
Joe Smith having problems with that left shoe again. Well, the big fella's doing damage inside. Joe Smith with the sweet jump hook. And then Rasheed Wallace. I can do you one better, big fella. Mark that one up.
When I punch the clock, I'm a working machine. I got boots that do the job, got my Wolverines. Lay a span of bridge, make that molten steel pour. I can build a better country and keep coming back for more. I can work like hell with my hands and my tools, cause I feel like heaven in my Wolverine boots. Wolverine Durashocks, guaranteed comfort or your money back. Work like hell, feel like heaven. Wolverine Durashocks, made in the USA.
In the U.S., there are over 200 million bumps, potholes, and cobblestones. In the Lexus ES300, there are over 96 systems and components designed to isolate vibrations. 200 million versus 96. Sounds fair. The newest Lexus ES300. Let others follow.
What would Holiday Inn be like if business travelers could still get the same great service, but for less money? Actually, it would be just like Ramada.
Cellular One is so remarkably clear that we're actually recording this commercial on it. Cellular One, the nation's #1 cellular service, clear across America.
Here's one for Clark Kellogg, because I know he loves K-squared. Watch Kerry Kittles off to the races and then leads and jams this one down as Kerry Kittles and Villanova lead by 3. How about that one, Clark?
John, you know I love the big fella. Go to the rack, K-squared.
There's the Family Channel blimp, unique, and it's one of only a few light ships in the world specially equipped with a unique internal illumination system. It glows brightly from within, and because of that appearance, the blimp is often mistaken for a UFO. How about that?
You are full of factoids.
Full of something. Joe Smith, 11 points. He's been shut out on the boards. Rasheed Wallace only has 3 rebounds. What's going on here?
Well, partly North Carolina shot it so well there haven't been a lot of rebounds
right.
for one. Joe Smith was on the floor, off the floor an awful lot in that first half.
Maryland's pressure ineffective. They are down by 4. And like one of the quarterfinal games, if you hadn't looked like at the scoreboard, you'd swear North Carolina was up by 20.
Excellent call. Maryland just kind of hanging around.
Calabria to Stackhouse. Nice pull-up. Saw Joe Smith stop dead in his tracks and put it in. Stackhouse has 10. Booth for 3.
Thank you, Keith.
That was the shot you said he had to take.
Now, see, he can even squeeze it closer to the hole because they're not going to play him out to 15. So he got the bonus there, but I think he can even get it tighter.
Booth has 7. The lead cut to 3. Wallace makes it 5. 18 for Rashid. Hip back the other one. X3 hip. Wallace tried to draw the charge.
Well, Hip has had a solid game, Mike. One of the few times Maryland able to get out in transition, and that time after a made basket.
Hip with 17. The lead back to 3. Wallace again over Smith. Tough shot. Stackhouse nearly got the tip. Here comes Booth. Joe
Joe looking to flush it. And there's Donald Williams grabbing the arm. Yeah, I think you get more elevation if you plant and leave off one foot and extend. See, by leaving off two, I think he gave Donald Williams a chance to make a play on that. If he would have hopped off one, I think it would have been a flush plus the poster plus a foul.
I can't relate to elevation. Lenny Wirtz and I are about even.
Well, if you had the sweet stroke, then the elevation wouldn't be as necessary.
Smith spins out the first free throw. 3-point lead right now for North Carolina. Oklahoma State early. Kentucky rolling over Florida. The Gators have really been hurting down the stretch, and Arizona State by 1. First free throws of the day for Joe Smith. Hits the second. And we have a 2-point game. Landry, nice lob to Wallace. Look out below.
Just throw it up there anywhere around the goal, and he'll go get it. I mean, he's like a rubber band, man. He's like Gumby. I mean, he just stretched forever.
Rashid has 20.
Look at this. Isolated Cam. Now go get it. Joe never, I think Joe had his back to the ball. He never saw the ball.
Pierce Landry just picked up his third personal non-shooting foul. That's the fourth on Carolina in the second half. Maryland has committed only 1. Normally, North Carolina is in that situation.
Zone defense here by North Carolina. Landry trying to defend Joe Smith.
Hip, pull-up jumper won't go. Stackhouse. I was a little surprised he didn't try to get it to Rhodes again. Holy cow!
Man, how about how he ran the floor, Mike?
Oh, he's something.
How about how he got out and filled that lane? Again, just get it up in the vicinity. Rashid will take care of the rest. That is great. I mean, he's got an excellent pair of hands. There are only a few guys that can jump like that to get it, and only a few more that can catch it and make the play.
11 out of 14 field goals for Rasheed Wallace. The big smile on his face with 23. Lead back to 7. Smith, nice move to get by Wallace. Shot won't go for him. Got it back. And it looks like the foul's on Landry. That'll be 4 on Pierce Landry.
Count to who?
Oh, the basket counts too.
Joe said, I want some B-roll of my own. Tough move here. Stays with it, though. Is that his first ball?
First rebound. So that cuts the lead to 5, and Joe Smith will have a chance for the 3-point play. He has a very quiet 14. Wallace and Williams go out. Dean Smith trying to rest his starters whenever he can. He's got Sullivan and Landry on the court for them.
I threw a little TV technology out there at our viewers. B-roll is highlight package for those of you that aren't familiar with that phrase. And the last few highlights have been of Rashid, so my reference was to Joe wanting a little highlight time, too.
Good job of breaking the press. Calabria fouled by Kavart. Getting close to that time, we'll find out who goes to the NCAA tournament with the women's selection special presented by State Farm. Starts at 12:30 tomorrow. And then at 6 o'clock, we'll have the men's selection special and fill up the field of 64. And you can be assured that all the teams that have played in the semifinals here will be in it, along with Georgia Tech, you'd have to imagine. So 5 will go from the ACC. We're going to be a bit surprised to see 4 of them end up in the Final 4. I mean, 4 the Sweet 16. Who knows about the Final 4?
Yeah, it's as wide open as he's been in a long time.
12:34 to go in this one. A 4-point lead for North Carolina. Wallace, tough fadeaway, and he's hacked from behind by Rhodes.
North Carolina really doing a nice job finding Rasheed. He's had a number of alley-oops, but he's also gotten some nice looks in just a standard post-up situation. Good entry passes in there to him today.
You watch him play in this game and go back earlier in the season and when Wake Forest held him without a field goal, and you just wonder how.
Yeah, exactly.
62% free throw shooter, knocks this one down. 24 points for Wallace. He's hit both free throws and certainly stepped up his game in the scoring department in this one. Got him both. 63-57. Tavares, dangerous pass. The feed to Rhodes. Nice move, but he missed the shot. This will be a foul on Carolina's Wayne Bristol. Got the rebound. If that's if that's Landry, that's his fifth, and he's gone. Zwicker will come in, and Wallace will get a breather.
Well, the short Carolina bench has just gotten much shorter.
There's really nobody on that bench who Dean Smith can bring in who's going to help him increase his lead in most cases. You're just hoping to stay even.
Yeah, you're treading water with the bench of Carolina. Nobody to come in and give you an offensive lift or to make plays for you.
Dean has Donald Williams and Jerry Stackhouse up as Landry goes out. Playing in his hometown of Greensboro, North Carolina, says he has lived the dream. Gone from a walk-on and JVs to the varsity and been able to play and contribute.
That's some kind of progression.
Maryland working the ball around the perimeter. Bristol feeds it inside to Rhodes. Back to Bristol for three. And a foul on Donald Williams. That's three on Williams. Maryland becoming more active inside on the glass.
Well, against the zone, you have an opportunity to do that. And that's the bonus now. Maryland shoots on all free throws, on all fouls from here on out. All common fouls.
21, Lucas. Lucas only a 58% free throw shooter. He's ignited the offense a few times this year with some big outside shots. Hits the first free throw. Cuts the lead to 5 with 11:50 to go in the game. It's a 2 out of 3 from the line today. Made them both. 11:50 to go to decide who meets Wake Forest in the championship game.
Hey, baby, let's find out what the pros think of the new Adidas basketball shoes. First up is the real high riser, Stacey Ortman.
Well, Dick.
Slam Jam Bam, baby, and over here's PTV or Deadlift Shrimp.
They really helped me.
They help you shoot the rock. And here's Diaper Dandy, Jalen Rose, and his fast break low.
Well, I
and
think
finally,
that'll
here's
be-
the human eraser, Dikembe Mutombo.
They're very light and they look good on my feet.
He's 7'2". He could talk as long as he wants.
My, what big ears you have.
All the better to hear you with, my dear.
And what big eyes you have.
The better to see you with, my dear.
Real red, real smooth. Red Wolf.
My, what big teeth you have. What are they for? Oh, my.
Follow your instincts.
What could possibly be as precise as the tolerances within one of the finest Swiss watches available? How about some of the tolerances within the engine and suspension of one of the finest automobiles available? The newest Lexus ES 300. Let others follow.
Sean Respert in his final home game, Michigan State and Wisconsin. The clock ticking down, and Respert launches a three-pointer and nails it. One of 8 three-pointers on the day, and the sweet kiss, as Raph would say, 31 points as Michigan State moves on. Mike and Clark.
John, he's such a special player for Judd Heathcote and one of the Naismith Player of the Year candidates, the leading scorer among that group. Stoudemire, Smith, Corliss Williamson, Rasheed Wallace, 2 of them here in this game. My vote went to Joe Smith, averaging 20.7 a game. Only 4 sophomores have ever won Player of the Year. Oscar Robertson, Lou Alcindor, Bill Walton, Ralph Sampson.
All outstanding players, not only collegiately, but at the pro level. Sampson's career cut short because of knee injuries. But he is, I think, serving active duty, double duty as a part-time coach and player in the CBA now.
McGinnis launches a long three. Stackhouse nearly with a spectacular foul. Maryland doing what it wants to do on the run. Booth somehow got it.
Rasheed Wallace twice has forgotten that Johnny Rhodes is left-handed. He's all over his right hand, and Rhodes has been able to get 2 shots up. That one went down.
It's a 2-point game, and I swear to you, I don't know how Maryland is within 2. Calabria got it. Dante Calabria with 7.
He just went to work on the smaller Bristol. I bet that felt good. Typically, he's the guy getting posted up.
Yeah.
That time he did it to Bristol.
A little payback.
Yeah, you're right, Mike, when you say how has Maryland been able to hang around?
Bristol threw it away, trying to hit Rhodes. And Billy Hahn sweating through another one.
This is what you call manufacturing the shot. Look where Rasheed is. He's all over the right side of Rhodes. And Johnny, when you're 6'4", and you average about 6 boards a game for your career, and you score 14, 15 points, you got tricks inside.
McGinnis down the lane. Maryland wanted an over and back violation, but because the player was in the air, they didn't get it. Smith hits the runner. Joe Smith with 17. This is the point in the game last night where he really came on. Maryland nearly got the ball but kicked it out of bounds. And the press starting to have some effect. .10:07 left in the game. The lead is down to 4. Wallace comes back in for Dean Smith. Or Stackhouse, excuse me. Nice pull-up jumper by Stackhouse. He has a dozen. The lob tipped in twice by Smith. Wouldn't go for it. That was a tough play to get a hand on the ball.
It really was. Amazingly, he was able to tip it twice, Mike. That was an errant pass that he almost made into a deuce.
69-63 North Carolina.
Well, I really think Maryland has to be able to come up with some stops and some transition baskets.
Rhodes got the steal, but the ball went right to Stackhouse, and he drained one. The lead back to 8.
Yeah, I think North Carolina has far more weapons, especially in the half court.
Absolutely.
So in order for Maryland to get back on top in this game, they've got to get some points in transition. If it's just half court games both ways, that favors North Carolina.
Hip with a miss. Joe Smith with the follow. Couldn't get it down. Hip with the follow. Smith again. Blocked by Wallace. And a foul. And the Carolina fans go nuts.
Little buffet styling on the glass here by Maryland. That's Hip. His shot won't go. That's Booth. His won't go. That's Hip again. And now Joe Smith. And Rasheed got an awful lot of the pumpkin.
He got all of it. The foul was on Calabria.
Excellent call.
And that's why the crowd was booing, because they saw the same block that you did.
Yep.
But Calabria did get him from behind, his 3rd. Joe Smith, 17 points, 5 rebounds, trying to add to his total. The thing about Smith's numbers, very few of them are spectacular, and you have to keep looking down at the stat sheet and go,
Say, how did he get that? Right. That's, again, that efficient game, steady. Substance over style.
Yeah, there's not a woof in that guy. 71-65. Cavish is back in for Maryland. Stackhouse lost the ball in the dribble. Went to the floor, still fighting for it, kept it alive somehow. Smith steals the pass to Wallace. Maryland starting to make things happen with the defense.
That's their ticket, Mike.
Simpkins says, let's run the offense.
And it's got to be a shot.
Booth down the lane with the left hand, knocked out of there. Booth got it back. Wallace is so tough inside. Great piece of officiating here by Lenny Wirtz. They recycled the shot clock, and they shouldn't have. As the ball never got to the rim, Lenny Wirtz doesn't miss a thing.
Right on top of it.
Some other scores for you. Villanova still with the lead. Florida coming back against Kentucky. And Oklahoma State still early with an 8-point lead. Sarunas, excellent three-point shooter. Short on that one. Hip tried to save it. Out of bounds.
And I tell you what, there's a guy that's worked up a lather. He looks like he just got off the stair climber. Billy Hahn.
He works so hard over it. Billy's going to need an IV before this one's over. Calabria, huge three. Takes the lead from 6 to 9. Dante Calabria with 10 points. Carolina's weapons can be backbreakers. X3 hip, slashing into the lane, got the bucket and the foul.
Oh, is he having a game? Seems like every time they need a hoop, he's able to come up with a play.
Foul was on Rasheed Wallace, his second. Dean Smith has won 12 ACC tournament titles. North Carolina, as a school, has won 13.
More than anybody else in this conference.
It's more than all I've put together. The next one's got 4. It's just remarkable. X3 hip, misses the free throw. Had a chance for a three-point play. The lead is down to 7. 7:35 left. McGinnis against Simpkins. Maryland extends its defense as far as it can. Carolina's a very good club against the spread.
Yeah, they move the ball, they reverse it, they've got good movement, and everybody can just about take you off the bounce.
McGinnis for 3. Long rebound to Rasheed. New shot clock, and they'll use it.
A good spacing here. And if you run out there at Williams, Stackhouse, or McGinnis, they'll go by you.
Stackhouse lost it to Rhodes. Maryland all-time steals leader. Pull-up jumper. Got it. Big shot for Johnny Rhodes. That cuts it to 5. And again, it was defense that started the play.
That's the way they go. That's the only way they win this game, Mike. They've got to get points off their defense. Because I think Carolina's too good in the half court for them to just play back and forth in the half court.
Now, they're better than anybody in that situation. Wallace kicks it to Stackhouse for 3. Hip to Simpkins. The bucket here really gets interesting again.
And there's going to be a 15-foot shot available for...
There's a walk on Rhodes. So the Terps turn it over with 6:09 left in the game. That's only the 5th Maryland turnover. Billy Hahn, who has worked under Gary Williams, same attitude, same intensity.
If you're looking for a like-new, late-model vehicle without all the red tape, breakaway to Greg Coates Cars and Trucks, and we'll set up low monthly payments that you can afford.
Right, Tammy, like this 93 Taurus GL, America's bestseller, just $139 a month with your good credit. Or this 92 Lumina, a real value at only $159 a month. Or this rugged F-150 with full power, just $179 a month.
Cut through the red tape fast at Greg Coates Cars and Trucks.
You can afford it. Yes, you can at Greg Coates Cars and Trucks.
Joe, our nationwide insurance agent, said it reminded him of his first house. It needed a little work.
Patty and her husband got their friends together.
We got the place looking great.
I was able to help a little. I mean, since they now have a homeowner's policy with Nationwide, I could offer them a home car discount.
I'm glad Joe saved us money because we still have a few little things need to be fixed up. Like
In Louisville, call Nationwide agents Charlie Good, Rick Allgaier, and in St. Matthews, Jerry Disler.
Here because they're determined to succeed, to move to the next level, to transcend at all cost. It's time to step up. Now the real test begins. Many are called, but few are chosen. Championship Week on ESPN concludes tomorrow with the Big 8 Conference Championship at 1 and the ACC Championship at 3. Championship Week on ESPN. Every game counts.
Welcome back once again. Providence and Villanova in the Big East semifinals. Providence had made a run to tie the game, but then Kerry Kittles finds Jonathan Haynes. He lays it off the glass, and Villanova is up by 6 right now. Back to you, Mike and Clark.
6:09 left in this semifinal. North Carolina over Maryland by 5. Carolina's ball after the Terps turnover. Full court pressure beaten easily to Williams. Smith is back. Donald with a runner. Loose ball taken down by Rose. Maryland desperate to run.
Never got the right lane filled. Never got the right lane filled, Mike.
Johnny Rhodes with a poor job of executing that offense. They had the numbers, and Rhodes ended up getting an offensive foul with a free arm. Maryland has squandered 2 straight opportunities to cut into this lead. And Carolina only gives you so many opportunities. Had Sullivan into the game. Wallace been quiet lately. Partially blocked by Smith, and Joe gets the rebound.
Yeah, Joe had radared in on that. He knew exactly what Rasheed wanted to do. Again, studying that scouting report and knowing your personnel pays off.
Rhodes for 3. It won't go. Lucas kept it alive, but Sullivan gets the rebound. Great block out by Sullivan. McGinnis back the other way. Wallace wants it again against Smith. Williams down the lane. No basket, fouled by Hip. It's only the first on X. If you're wondering about the name, it's Cherokee Indian. He's 75% Cherokee. Dean is not.
But he is dapper.
Yes, he is. McGinnis, tough shot. Wouldn't go for him, and Sullivan may be called for the push-off underneath. He is. So 5:01 left, still a 5-point game. Neither team's been able to hit the last couple of trips down. Take a look at the brackets so far in the ACC. If you haven't been with us the entire time, we'll show you what's happened. Virginia and Wake Forest advanced out of the first round. Wake goes to the championship game tomorrow. Now North Carolina and Maryland playing to join them. Neither North Carolina or Maryland, we're told, has ever played Wake Forest for the ACC championship in 42 years. 4-point game. And what a tournament for Randolph Childress. All he's done, 40 in the first game, set a tournament record with 8 threes. Then he dislocates the shooting, the little finger on his shooting hand is limited to 6 threes and 30. That is a tournament record for 2 games, 70 points. Broke Lenny Chappell's record.
The record for 3 games in the tournament is 106, I think. So he's very much in that neighborhood based on what he's averaged in the first 2.
You don't think it'd be on him to get 37 tomorrow, do you? Here's another steal for Maryland. They're down 4, and then they throw it away. The Terps have had one shot after another because of their defense and can't convert.
Well, you've got to value the basketball and make sure you get it into the right guy's hands. so you got a chance to convert in transition.
A little odd that McGinnis isn't in there right now for North Carolina. They have Shammond Williams running the offense. Wallace turns, misses. Oh, and the foul is on Joe Smith, and he can't believe it.
Well, it was a touch late on the whistle, and that's why I think Joe thought he had made a good defensive play.
That's only his third, though, as he played with 2 early.
Here you take a look. He's allowing Rasheed to catch it too deep, and there was the push.
You see what happened. He came down with his arms instead of keeping them straight up.
And the reason it was a late whistle is because the foul didn't occur until really after the shot.
Wallace hits the first. Back to a 5-point lead. Rasheed Wallace, 26 points, 5 rebounds, 4 blocks.
That's filling it up.
And Carolina, as the season progresses, becoming a better free throw shooting team, although not typical of what they've done throughout Dean Smith's tenure. The lead is 6. Lucas, nice catch. Put it up and in.
Boy, tough finish in there.
Mario Lucas is going to be a player.
Oh, yeah, he's got some skills.
Maryland trying to trap Shammond Williams. 4-point lead. Stackhouse, cross-court to Williams. And he's fouled as he started his drive. I believe it's Simpkins. It'll be his 3rd. Let's check in with John Saunders. John?
Thanks a lot, Mike and Clark. We just want to remind everyone that following the ACC, we move to the Southwest Conference. Texas Tech against Texas. They are just about ready to tip this one off. And, of course, when your game is done, we will take you immediately out there for the rest of the game to its conclusion. They are now underway. We'll keep you updated. Right now, back to the ACC and Mike and Clark.
All right, thanks, John. This is freshman Shammond Williams, who has missed 1 free throw all year long, but he misses this one. North Carolina gets the rebound. Stackhouse put it in. It looked like the Maryland players were unaware that it was a 1-on-1. They just stood there.
They may not have been aware of that. Good point, Mike. They were all anchored to the floor.
And that's just not paying attention because the official always tells you. Hip for 3. Huge shot. X-ray hip has come up big. 21 points today.
Yeah, he's been large all afternoon long.
Shammond Williams lost it. Rhodes to hip. Missed the shot. Calabria bothered him by getting back. How many chances can Maryland blow? Donald Williams misses at the other end. Holy cow. Ahead to Rhodes.
They keep coming, though, Mike. They keep coming.
It's like a swarm of locusts.
They don't let up.
They cut it to 1. 3:03 to go. Holy cow, hang on.
At Kelly Springfield, we've been making tires for more than 100 years. And at our age, some might suggest we're over the hill. They're absolutely right. Kelly Springfield, America's oldest tire company.
You worry? You're overprotective? You're a parent. Isn't it nice to know that there's something almost effortless you can do to protect your family even more? Just ask your State Farm agent for a free family insurance checkup. It's a smart way for you to decide if your family's insurance coverage is up to date, so they'll be better protected. And maybe you'll worry a little less.
State Farm is there.
If you open me up, I swear you'll find the basketball where my heart's supposed to be. So if you want to sell me a basketball shoe, you better be able to tell me something about it. Like this is the lightest Nike Performance hoop shoe ever. So when I explode to the hole, the ground ain't nothing but a memory. Just give me the 411, man.
The new Nike Air Go. Get them at the place that has more new Nikes than anyone else. Foot Locker, where it all begins.
1-point game with 3:03 left. The shot from the Family Channel blimp It's also made dreams come true for children this year with Make-A-Wish, Special Olympics, and local children's hospital patients, providing once-in-a-lifetime rides to more than 500 kids so far along the tour. We congratulate the Family Channel for doing that work. 78-77, North Carolina by 1. The intensity is overflowing here with 3:03 left. Maryland hasn't led since they were up 20-19.
Been a while, but they are so persistent and resilient. I think you find Stackhouse or Wallace.
McGinnis to Wallace. Smith knocks it away. Another steal for Maryland. Rose for 3. Got it! This is hard to believe. Maryland looked dead for all the world. Williams to get it back. Oh. Fasten your seatbelt. 2:14 left. Ask and give no quarter. Another 3. Wayne Bristol. And Billy Hahn is going nuts.
Both teams laying back in the zones. So on any kind of little penetration, the 3 is there.
Williams for 3. Won't go. Smith got the rebound, and he's fouled by Wallace. And comes up limping. Dean Smith, not quite as animated as Billy Hahn, but you know it's churning inside.
No question about that. That's a given. Joe Smith trying to walk off. I think he may have just stubbed his toe.
The foul was on Rasheed Wallace, his 3rd. North Carolina is already over the limit, so this will be a 2-shot foul for Smith, who is 4 out of 5 from the line, 19 points and 8 rebounds. That's what's great about this kid. He had no rebounds for the longest time, sacked with foul trouble. All at once, the end of the game when you need him, he's got 19 and 8.
That's what happens when you just play. I mean, he just continues to keep his nose in there.
Missed the first, he gets another. The lead is 2 with 1:44 to go.
I've seen a few other Maryland games, and they just always feel like they can put together a surge at winning time.
Joe Smith has just given Maryland a 3-point lead after they trailed nearly the entire game. 84-81 over North Carolina. Pressure again. Williams, jump ball, and Maryland. Or is it North Carolina? North Carolina ball on the possession clock.
Donald Williams trying to get a timeout there. You don't want to trap yourself along that sideline. That's 2 defenders doubling you, and the sideline and the timeline make it a 4-man trap.
That's the worst place on the floor. Almost stolen again. Williams to tie. Donald Williams has hit 2 huge shots. No, his toe is on the line. That's a 2. Oh, man, it's still a 1-point lead. Simpkins fouled by McGinnis. The last guy you want to foul, the best free throw shooter in the ACC.
It's a lot different shooting those free throws in this kind of game at this juncture in the game than it is earlier.
And when you're tired.
Exactly.
When you've left it all out there.
Yeah, both of these teams have spent and exerted an awful lot of energy. But again, Maryland has showed tremendous resiliency all year long. And I think that's a credit to the character of this team. I mean, they believe that they're going to make the plays down the stretch to win, whether it's defense, whether it's free throws, jump shots.
Billy Hahn just looks like he went 15 rounds with Muhammad Ali. Simpkins to make it a 3-point lead. And does.
If they pull this out, he'll feel as light as a marshmallow, though, I can tell you that.
These 2 heavyweights have gone after each other all day long. We still have 1:15 to go.
You don't need to be anxious for the 3. If it's there, you look at it. If not, you try to throw it inside. And shooting free throws on any foul.
Wallace working against Smith. And now switches to Booth. Stackhouse for three. Holy cow!
Let's see if Maryland tries to go 2 for 1 here, Mike.
Great players making great plays.
Just as we set it up. Looks like Maryland going to go ahead and work for the best shot and not concern themselves with 2 for 1.
Joe Smith down the lane, blocked by Wallace. Calabria knocked it out of bounds off a Maryland player. Carolina gets the ball back. Wallace with 5 blocks. Now here's the situation. The game clock has 35.9 seconds. The shot clock 35.
Great timing there. He let Joe get by him and then came from behind to sweep it away.
Carolina can virtually hold it for the last shot.
See, that's why I think you've almost got to go 2 for 1. Maryland had it with 55 seconds. They take a quick shot within 10 or 12 seconds. Then maybe they get a last possession if Carolina scores here or if they don't.
I agree with you. It's up to McGinnis now and who he passes to.
Yeah, they're going to let him penetrate and pitch, or he may take it himself.
Took a lot of time before he got it off. Overtime. Clark, I thought McGinnis waited a couple of 2 or 3 seconds too late to start the offense.
You're exactly right.
Let's check in on the Southwest Conference as we prepare for overtime here. 86 all. Let's go to Joel Myers. Joel.
Welcome to Dallas, the Southwest Conference Championship game between Texas and Texas Tech. Joel Myers along with Jimmy Dykes in a 14-point lead very early for the Longhorns of Texas as Hughes finally collects in the corner from 3. And Jimmy Dykes, the frantic pace has really paid off for the Longhorns.
So that's the style that Tom Penner's club loves to play. They've got their press going. Their traps are very effective for them right now. And their big guys are involved in the offense. When that happens, this Longhorn team is very, very tough.
Anderson's been phenomenal at the outset for Texas, penetrating very effectively, and they've been getting the big men involved for the Longhorns of Texas.
Well, you talk about McIver and Wingfield. Those are 2 guys that have positioned themselves in great catching positions so far this afternoon. If that continues, Tom Penner's club is on their way to another victory.
Tommy Penders in his 7th year at Texas. In 5 of his first 7 years in Austin. The Longhorns see the first or second in the conference. That was a long 3 try for Anderson. Corey Smith off the bench, and that's exactly what they were looking for.
Yeah, Corey Smith has been a starter for James Dickey off and on this year. He has the height. I think that...
Oh, we got some free basketball for you. We'll go to overtime. North Carolina and Maryland tied at 86. And I tell you what, there were 23,311 when this game started. Not a soul has left, and nobody would dare to. Smith and Rasheed Wallace, particularly at the end of the game, have just been exceptional.
Big play after big play by both of these guys and their teammates as well. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything more. Star performance, star performers putting together great performances, well officiated, well played, clean, hard, excited. Let's just strap it in for 5 more minutes.
Joe Smith and Wallace to jump in the center circle.
Neither team has momentum going into this overtime. I don't buy into the theory that one team has momentum by way of what happened in the last few seconds of regulation. It's a whole new ball game. You start over. Whichever team executes best gets the W.
Hip tries to save it and way back into the crowd. X-ray's fine. Now let's find out if he wiped out half a dozen spectators.
But I still see all the heads over there. But nobody down for a count.
X-ray moving his back like he might have sprained something.
And you never know what you might jerk out of place running up into those stands.
McGinnis runs into the trap, gets it quickly to Williams. Maryland's defense is what saved them in the last few minutes of that game. Wallace back in. Off.
He went from off balance to
Joe Smith heads up. Fouled by Stackhouse. That's 4 on Jerry Stackhouse.
Look at this regathering act by Rasheed Wallace. Now, he's not very heavy, so he has a tough time holding off guys inside. So he almost falls, and then immediately upon the catch, flushes it right over Joe Smith. And Joe saying, I want to bring it right at you. Stackhouse said you have to earn it from the strike.
5 out of 7 from the line for Joe Smith today. 6 out of 8. He can tie it with another one. The Terps, 6th in the ACC, still a good 71% percentage. In and out on the second one, though. Carolina by 1 with the ball. Choosing to spread the floor against that pressure defense again. There's a foul away from the ball underneath. I think it's on Booth.
I think he gave Stackhouse a cross body block there.
That'll be 4 on Booth. And the next foul for Maryland, both teams will be in the situation of shooting 2 every time. North Carolina earlier in the year was the last team in the ACC in free throw shooting. Now they're next to the last at 67. But you see there's 70 tonight. Calabria hits the first, he'll get another. He's a 70.8% free throw shooter. But somehow North Carolina seems to make them all at the end, doesn't it?
Yeah, they have a way of doing that.
Calabria swishes 2. It's a 3-point lead.
Carolina electing to stay in the zone. Stackhouse with 4 fouls.
Hip has to lob it over the zone. Hit for 3. Rushed it a little bit. Booth had his hands on it. Joe Smith gets it, then he's tied up. Now another jump, no walk on North Carolina before that. So Maryland gets it back with 3:45 to go in the overtime. Or should we say first overtime?
Maryland needs to make sure they've got good spacing against the zone and get the ball from side to side. They've pretty much gone from side to top.
Rhodes for 3, doesn't get it, but hit past the offensive rebound. Big game for X-Ray Hip. He has played so hard today. 23 points.
Yeah, he's been superb. Done a little bit of everything. And he's not been bad defensively either.
North Carolina by 1. Rasheed.
Too deep.
Sweet.
Too deep. Joe's got to do a little more work prior to the catch.
Rasheed Wallace with 31. 13 out of 17 from the floor. Joe Smith. Contact. Foul on Wallace. That's 4 on Rasheed Wallace. And that zone is all respect for Joe Smith.
Trying to keep it out of his hand. If he does catch it, they're collapsing. See, look at that deep position. Anytime a guy catches it in the paint with his touch and his size, forget about it.
And Smith getting no help defensively either.
Oh, when a guy catches it that deep, you don't have time. I mean, it just puts too much pressure on your help defense.
22 points, 9 rebounds for Joe Smith. 7 out of 10 from the free throw line. This would cut it to 1 again. Short and Stackhouse with a rebound. So Carolina with a chance to build on a 2-point lead. Simpkins on McGinnis. North Carolina does not force shots.
Look at Rasheed Wallace really working inside against Smith.
Shot clock at 10. Stackhouse takes the 3. Won't go. Calabria keeps it alive and bounces it off Simpkins. That's the second time Dante Calabria has been able to make that kind of play. Little smile from Dean. 92-90. 2.5 left in OT.
That's the game, and it's an easy win for you at Perkins on one of this year's official Metro Tournament cars, the Cirrus. Motor Trend's Car of the Year, the Cirrus has some impressive stats of VC.
In overtime between Maryland and North Carolina, not a soul would have been surprised. The Tar Heels by 2. Huddled around Dean Smith, trying to get into his position to win his 13th tournament title in his storied career. His club up by 2.
Yeah, they're going to have the ball here. Let's see if they go right into a scoring play out of this timeout. If they're going to call a set play, I think they'll get it on the sideline there. Let's see if they get something for maybe Donald Williams coming off a screen or a quick post up for Rasheed Wallace.
Well, let's enjoy watching Rasheed Wallace and Joe Smith. We may not get to see them as college players very much longer. That would be a shame from a fan standpoint, but you can understand their perspective.
Yeah, I'd really like to see him stay. Clearly talented, but another year or 2 of seasoning certainly would benefit all 3 of these outstanding sophomores.
Yeah, Stackhouse may be a hasty exit out of Chapel Hill, too. Set the screen in the corner for the 3. The shot drained by McGinnis. The lead is 5. Rhodes had the shot, but North Carolina's defense got there in a hurry. Smith low against Wallace, working with a 4 fouls. Good head fake. Put it up, missed it. Wallace tips it out to Calabria. Excellent defense by Wallace. And now Maryland's going to have to go back into its defensive mode.
And he did that with 4 fouls too, Mike.
Boy, look at McGinnis gasp for air. Shot clock at 11. Calabria against him. Get it to Wallace with 4 seconds on the shot clock. Smith blocked it. Calabria got it back, fell out of bounds, and threw it off Smith. That's 3 times Dante Calabria falling out of bounds has found a Maryland player to bounce it off of.
Let's see if, in fact, they recycle the shot clock.
No, it should not recycle. There is 0 on the shot clock. The ball never hit the rim. And with 0 on the clock, should it not be a shot clock violation?
Whistle came first, I think. Let's find out.
They're going to talk it over. I think you're right.
The shot.
They got a part of a second now.
Exactly right.
And it's right.
The horn did not go off.
So they have a fraction of a second.
Which means alley-oop only.
You can't catch the ball and take a shot. They've determined that you can't do that by rule.
Matter of fact.
Here we go.
Wallace caught that one and fired anyway. The horn never went off.
What was that about?
Rhodes. Crowd wanted to walk, but he didn't travel. Maryland can't waste time. A minute to go. They're down by 5. Hit for 3. Joe Smith with a rebound. And now Maryland will call a timeout with 50.8 seconds to go. And now Billy Hahn is going to go over and check about that shot clock violation. The ruling was because the horn hadn't gone off, there must be some time left. Well, the horn didn't go off for another 6 seconds.
Yeah, it stayed apart for a few seconds there.
And Billy Hahn is going to get his money's worth on that one.
Yeah. You take a look at Joe Smith doing work, just following the ball. Good strong board and finish. He doesn't have a double-double. He's got to be terribly close to one now.
Smith, 24 points, 10 rebounds, 4 block shots. Now, if you're Maryland, what strategy do you like? There's 50 seconds to go. Do you play good defense, try for a steal, or do you go out and foul?
I think initially you have to give yourself a chance to force a turnover. You've had some success in spots with your full court pressure. So I think you give yourself, I think you got to give yourself 10, 12 seconds maybe to force a turnover. And then if you don't, then I think you foul.
seconds to go in overtime. Carolina against the press. They get it to McGinnis. That's superb ball handling.
It looks like Maryland is going to try to defend. About a 15-second differential between game and shot clock.
And if North Carolina scores, it's over. Right now, it's a one-possession game. Any points makes it a two-possession game.
Well, I don't know. I think I may have tried to foul if I didn't get a turnover early.
Shot clock at 4. McGinnis picks up his dribble. Now he has to force the shot, and the rebound to boot. Maryland with a chance. They have to have the 3.
Well, they got to get busy.
Simpkins. The rebound to Wallace. And with 1.9, North Carolina has the rebound and the game. Well, I'm not sure why Dwayne Simpkins was taking his time, very much like the end of regulation, why North Carolina took its time.
Yeah, when you're in a position where you need a basket, you've got to try to get into it early to give yourself a chance at maybe a second or third shot. You put an awful lot of pressure on yourself. I don't know if I wouldn't have given myself 10 seconds to maybe create a turnover and then foul immediately. Maybe stretch the game out so you don't put so much pressure on one single possession with so much time on the clock. I mean, you could have stretched that 35 to 40 seconds out to maybe 2 or 3 different kinds of possessions.
Wallace can ice it with a free throw.
You know, he didn't get a bad look here. He got a nice little brush screen from Booth and had a good line on it, just a little short.
And he's a good outside shooter, too. Wallace, 5 out of 6 from the line. That'll do it. North Carolina will win its 24th game of the year, and Billy Hahn and the Terrapins went down fighting in a tremendous game. Rashid, 32 points. Have we seen some brilliant individual performances in Greensboro this weekend? They reset the clock to 3 seconds, and Hip will take a 3. That's it. North Carolina 97-92 over Maryland. An exceptional game for both ball clubs, and North Carolina and Wake Forest will meet for the ACC championship tomorrow. And it continues to hold number 4 against number 7 in the country.
Well, I'll tell you what. Look at the brackets there. You see what it's going to be tomorrow. I don't know if I can take another one of these, Mike.
We'll get it anyhow. For Clark Kellogg and Leslie.